It's Kristie J from the Chisholm Report. You're tuned in to Hot 702.5.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
This is Hot 702.5.
Yo, it's Tavon Greatness Patterson. Want to listen to Hot 702.5 on the go? Download the Hot 702.5 app on the Apple Store or Google Play Store if you got an Android like me.
Let's get it.
This is Kristen Gamer, and you are tuned into my mom, Kristie J.
Hey, what's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Come talk shit and politics with Kristie J from the Chisholm Report every Saturday at 10 a.m. on hot7025fm.com.
Yeah, election time's coming. Who you gonna vote for? Yeah, if I was president, I'd get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday. They go back to work on Monday. If I was president, if I was president, if I was president, yeah. Instead of spending billions on the war, I can use that money so I can feed the poor. Cause I know some so poor. When it rains, that's when they shower, scream and fight the power. That's when the vulture devours. If I was president, I get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday. They go back to work on Monday. If I was president, if I was president, if I was president, yeah. I know some soldiers that sleep but they can't dream. Wake up with screams, sounds of M16. So take this medal of honor for your bravery. I wish you the best, kid. You and your family. If I was president, I get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday. They go back to work on Monday. If I was president, if I was president, if I was president. But the radio won't play this. They call it rebel music. How can you refuse it? Children of Moses, tell the children the truth, the truth. It's not all that bling that's diamond. Tell them the truth, the truth. Most of y'all wear cubic zirconian. Tell them the truth, yeah. Your soul is worth more than diamonds.
If I was president, all blacks, I have reparation, no segregation. Feed the nation so there's no famine. Muslims, Jews, Christians, with all whole hands. Every week on the beach, party by the sand. Word up, take trips on Air Force One. Don't need to bring the homeless with no sneaks to Air Force One. Better schools in the hood, better teachers for the classes. Making money, paying no tax. Find the best scientists, tell them come up with an answer. I want the cure for AIDS and cancer, but I gotta watch my back. Snipers on the hill with the steel, waiting to JF
I was president, I get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday. They go back to work on Monday. If I was president, if I was president. I feel the rain coming. Let me play my guitar for them right now.
Let's go.
Refugees. Yeah.
Good morning. Thank you so much for coming in. This is Kristie J, and you're on the Chisholm Report. I appreciate you guys coming in every Saturday to be able to speak with me, and we talk shit and politics here. So just to give you a background, I am a political scientist. I have my degree from Southern University of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, who killed Grambling State that Saturday after Thanksgiving. I just want to add that my cousin Jason Hatcher, who did graduate and go to Grambling State University, didn't go on to play for the Cowboys, had to eat it because he called himself calling me for a small cousin bet. He was like, nothing major, just a $5 bet. This man, after we killed them, sent me $4.99. Jason, call in, 702-551-5261. It is always an experience, and I love that I was able to expose my son to it. I do it every year. I'll make sure that he's able to watch my alma mater and see how wonderful and how excited I was when my mom showed me about Southern University and the human jukebox and the culture and bleeding blue and gold. So I just want to say this. I had a conversation with my two of my two best friends. And I was telling them that I wanted to be able to take my son to Bayou Classic, maybe like 2024, right? And they were saying that they were like, no, I don't want to take my kids down there. It's just too, because I want, they want to party, they want to enjoy themselves and stuff like that. But me going to Bayou Classic, I know that Bayou Classic is for the students, okay? They have alumni parties and stuff like that, but the exposure to him being in a building when that band comes in and you hear, oh, and you hear it and you feel it in your soul, you hear them drums and you hear them cymbals and you hear it. It changed my life because me and my cousins as little kids in elementary school used to play living at Southern University's dormitories. You know what I'm saying? So it's important to spark that flame, and I want to ignite that flame for him to feel like HBCUs are exactly and only thing that he's going to. I lie to him all the time, and you guys can you can let him see this video later that I said I lie. I tell him he is not done after 12th grade. He still has 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th grade to go. And it is a must for me to not send. I know what kind of kid I got. Okay, so he's going to be on scholarship for something. He's not going to be a running horse for these Ivy League schools who don't care nothing about him. He's going to go and learn his culture. And the best thing that I learned while I was at Southern University was how to stand out in the sea of your own people. And to this day, it happens for me everywhere I go. You see me. No matter who I'm around, you see me. So I want to say thank you so much to Southern University for the additional learning and culture and the buildup of a black woman who today plans on building her up a black man. And I'm sending them. So that's my little rant for right there, Jason. 37-12. Okay, get out of here, Grambling. Anyway, but if you want to go to Grambling, it is a great school. Just to let you know, if you want to go to a smaller school with a smaller setting and your parents don't want you all in the city and everything else, Grambling will be where I'll tell you to go. Okay. And so just to kind of give y'all an idea about that. Also, during this week, I had the pleasure and the honor to be at the Nevada Black Legislative Caucus conference. It was a vibe, dude. First of all, let me say this. Dear Black Elder, okay, we love you. We have watched you and been inspired by your movement and by the things that you have already accomplished. Now, when I say this, I say it in love. We are not our elder, okay? There was a difference in the way the things were ran in the 50s and the 60s and beforehand to the people that you have today who want to take over this world and take over these additional seats that you guys have once you decide to step down. We are not you. Okay, and it's not a bad thing. You had to do what you had to do, but we are a stand-up. You're going to know me. you're going to respect me type of generation. And it's kind of funny because you see these leaders, and I call them leaders because I do not believe that celebrities are leaders, and I'll explain that later on in the show. But these are people that's able to help change things. That's a leader. Okay. Someone that has the ability to be able to sit on a board, to be able to change results for you, not abide by the rule, but make the rule. Okay. It was a pleasure and an honor to be able to meet some of the people that I did. And I want to thank you. I met a woman, okay, who is the vice president of government affairs in Chicago, named LaShawn James. For the people that know me. My middle name is LaShawn, okay? Yes, somewhat named after Oshun, okay? But I've never met someone with my name before, and to meet someone so powerful that as soon as I met her vibe touched my vibe. The energy touched my energy, and before I knew it, I was right in her face and she was in mine. And it is a pleasure and an honor to be able to grace your presence, Miss Senator James. Thank you so much for even speaking with me. And I plan on being able to speak towards and giving you guys some faces of leaders and people who are influencers of this, real influencers of our generation, our life, and our people. Okay, so you can start putting a name with the issues and the subjects and the bills and the laws and the things that they're trying to push for us, so you can get to know them, so they can get to know you. It's important for us to start to give our opinion and start speaking with our elders, so we can learn the knowledge of what they have today and apply it to how we're going to move tomorrow. Okay, so it was a pleasure to be there. We were there 3 days at the, and they have another day today. They were at Planet Hollywood. They had classes and sessions that they were in to be able to push things of agenda of Black people, not just Black people, but people of color, and it was a vibe. Okay, it was great to see the camaraderie. It's great to see them shaking hands and giving cards and everything else. I would love to be a part next year again and again and again and again. So thank you so much to Danielle Monroe, who actually invited us. I'm so sorry. Assemblywoman, Miss Danielle Monroe, thank you so much. We are most appreciative, and it was a great time. You guys are a great time, okay? And anytime you ever want us, we are there, okay? Love you so much. All right, and so there was a couple of things that I wanted to kind of go down locally, okay? I understand that everybody is not into Christmas, but holiday help. If you are struggling without food, clothes, toys for your children, whatever the case may be, I got a list of stuff for you, and also it will be in the drop down for you, okay, and also on my page, so you can be able to find these things. So I'm going to give you a list of places where you can go get holiday help, which will be toy drives and things like that, clothes, food. So HealthLink is doing a toy drive. This toy drive is actually today. Okay, it starts at 1 o'clock, and it is at Ghost Kids Comics and Collectibles at 953 East Sahara, Suite A2 and B, here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Also, Piece of Me Holiday Shopping Bazaar and Toy Drive for the Shade Tree. This, I believe, is also today, or it might be tomorrow. Quote me, but you'll be able to see the links and stuff like that in the feed later. This is at 1820 East Lake Mead Boulevard. Okay. Also, Play for Toys Basketball Toy Drive. This is today also at 1 p.m. at Dula Gym. The 5th annual toy drive tomorrow is going to be at 12 o'clock, and that is at Flamingo Skate Park. JJ Pool Services, their first toy drive and clothes drive will be on Sunday, December the 18th, Sunday at 1 p.m. Also, the Las Vegas Rescue Mission is doing they will be at the Cashman Field. This is Saturday, the 17th, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. First come, first serve. You don't have to bring anything, no ID. They do want you to bring the children so you can be able to get a toy. If you need any additional information for that, that is 702-382-1766. Also, the Salvation Army has a website that you can go to. That link will also be on here at the Angel Tree. And you sign up for that, for the website, and then they also have a date and stuff for you to be able to come and pick up your toys and stuff for kids. There are more, lots of toy drives and stuff like that. If you are not in a position where, saying like, you know what, I'm not going to be able to get my babies nothing this year because I got to make sure that the light bill is paid. I can't do it because the car note, and if my insurance, if I don't pay my insurance, it'll lapse or something like that. So I don't have the money to be able to do, and you don't want your kids sitting there looking like, I want something. As long as you're not lazy, these are places you can go to go get your kids some stuff. So let's make sure that we do that for the kids, and also start using these programs, because if we don't use them, they go away. Okay, so make sure that you're paying attention to that, and we want to be able to make sure we're utilizing our community. If they're out there to help us, let's let them help us. Okay, I just want to say I love you, black man. There's something about a man. Oh my gosh, black men, y'all. Ooh, okay, so y'all don't need anything. I mean, dang near don't need a haircut, and you are still amazing and beautiful and just stand out. I watched over the last couple of days seeing these men with these suits on, and not even just like to be able to say, oh, okay, he's sexy or nothing like that, just to say, dang, he looks like a king. You can tell the confidence in that man, and that is something that is very important for younger men to see. That's important for a young woman to see, that that a man, okay, and a man that stands in a position of power to look as such. I appreciate the men that I saw over this weekend, because not only were they dressed to the part, they were acting the part, and I appreciate it. It was very inspiring. Also, so I want to go through a couple of different things that we got going on, okay? And local news, just to kind of give y'all an idea. The COVID hospital spike is actually going up here in Clark County, okay? To me, I'm not even gonna lie, I think I'm now, in the less than a month, know about at least 3 or 4 of my friends that have caught COVID again. But I want to say this, and none of my friends, don't get mad at me, okay? The ones that I knew that caught it got the vaccine. Call in 702-551-5261. Biden, let's do the call-in list. Let's go. Biden, call in 702-551-5261. Donald Trump, call in. Farrakhan, call in. James Jones, call in. Kyrie, call in. Kanye, call in. Manchin, call in. Let's speak to somebody from the Indiana Police Department. Okay. Let's see here. Family members of Patrick Clark, call in. Okay. Who else we got here? Let's talk about some. Who else I got? Tucker Carlson, call in. Candace Owens, call in. Hakeem Jeffries, call in. So that's my list for today, for people to call in and for us to be able to get some information from you, okay? So let's go ahead. And I also want to say this. Weather here in Las Vegas, tonight it will be 38. It's cold as hell, okay? And tomorrow it's supposed to be 60 degrees. It's bipolar, okay? So let's see, why is our weather doing this, all right? Because I know I look good today, but I was freezing last night. All right? So, and let's go ahead and get into this show. So the biggest thing that was on my mind that made me sick to my stomach was dealing with the Balenciaga saga of their ads and campaigns and the child pornography. And this is some sick ass shit. Okay, I just really want to put that out there and say it just like that, because I am not at all a participant in trying to find out what their reasoning was for this. There's no reason. So I'm going to go ahead and let's go into the clip, and then once we go into the clip, we could talk about it.
And you're going to see that a lot of celebrities who like to use their platforms to condemn everything that sounds like hate speech, right, are going to be quiet. So let me give you an update in case you are not aware of what has happened with Balenciaga. Now, you may know Balenciaga. It's a huge brand. Kim Kardashian is one of the faces of it. In fact, if you go to her profile right now, she has dripped herself in their new campaign. Balenciaga and Adidas are teaming up. They want nothing to do with Ye. Neither does she. Perfect brands for all of them to unite and to sell some products.
They're the latest ad for the clothing brand Balenciaga. This was just uploaded on Instagram. The photo shoot they're using to sell their products features this image. It shows several documents. Most of them aren't visible, but what you can see when you zoom in, and of course the point is that you see it, is a reference to a U.S. Supreme Court case called Ashcroft versus Free Speech Coalition. That case struck down a law against kiddie.
So here's what happened with Balenciaga. Balenciaga recently released their ad for their next campaign, okay? In the ad, they have very young children. You can go to their website and they probably have already taken it down. Then they shot another photo from the campaign, and the same exact campaign, and there is a Balenciaga purse, and under the purse, there's a lot of papers. When you zoom in to the papers, what you will see is it is a Supreme Court decision. You now have Balenciaga, one of the loudest brands in the world, biggest brands in the world, loudest brands in the world, with a fleet of A-list celebrities, okay, that stand behind them. This is the same Balenciaga that just dropped Ye. Because Tucker Carlson did a segment on this and drummed up a response to this, they have now issued a statement saying that they should have never featured the children in the campaign. That's it. Kim Kardashian, girl, I just know you are gonna find that same energy that you found, that you and your sister Chloe found to write a tweet against your husband, that you are gonna find that same energy, that same exact effing energy to stand up and to condemn Balenciaga. Because girl, we know that you are desperate for fame. So I know you are just looking for the right words, and that your silence and your recent post dripped in that exact same campaign is really you just sitting back trying to find the effing right words to say that you will have nothing to do with this brand.
So just to kind of let y'all know, Kim K did go to the Twitter and say, you guys, I talked to Balenciaga. I didn't want to say anything at first about this because I wanted to talk to them about their view on this. Okay, but as a mother of 4, I wanted to be able to, talk to the brand and see where they stand. And you guys, they get it. They get it. They get that child pornography and actually like doing this was bad. Okay, so the problem. First, let me say this. Before I even get to that, let me talk to my people first. The biggest issue I have with you is that you were worried about the $1,700 garbage bag that they were trying to sell and not this shit. Okay? This is the sickness behind everything. And then let me also add this, how it ties into political views. The bill and stuff that they talk about, okay, that they was on the table, the paperwork that was on the table that discussed them being able to say that children having sex with adults is wanted and it's okay. That they also say stuff like you want to ban guns. No, you don't want to ban guns, but you want to ban child pornography. Ban guns, not child pornography. Huh? Okay, so my people, this is the biggest issue I have. The bill that was on the desk, meaning it is attached to some senators and representatives and lobbyists and companies who we endorse on an everyday basis. We, as a unit, should not be participating in this unless you believe in child pornography. I can't see myself saying, okay, you know what? I don't believe in child pornography, but I'm going to sign off on this bill. And then I had a conversation with a man, with a black man. I'll say it like that. That's, he solely feels like this is coming from the LGBT community, because the bills are linked into the bills for LGBTQ community. Did I say it wrong? Y'all, that community, okay? I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just saying, I'm trying to keep moving. They are, oh yeah, we're a part of that. No, you're not. Loving is loving. No, it is not. Okay? There's a difference in me loving my grandfather and then me having sex with him as a child. That is a totally different situation. I know that they didn't say that. What I'm saying is, this is what is happening, and this is the view of people and seeing this go on. They're like, yeah, that's where it's coming from. So I would love to have the conversation, okay, with the community to be able to say, you know what, this is not us, and we never wanted that a part of that. If you don't know how they do bills, okay, bills are conducted of several different laws that they're trying to put into place. So it's never just one, okay? Because it takes too long to be able to say, okay, we're going to vote on this issue and then this issue and this issue. So what you get is lobbyists saying, hey, we want to put some money towards your bill if you'll just add our bill in. This is our bill. We'll be able to give you some additional funding for your community project, or for this company, or this issue, if you allow our bill to go into your bill. So that's why they be like, hey, did you read the bill? And they be like, no, because the bill is like 750,000 pages. And that's how they sneak stuff in, okay? So I would love for someone of the community to be able to come and just express to us how you feel about people believing that this is a part of your community. 702-551-5261. Okay. So now let me go back into this. Okay. So if you don't know that Balenciaga is also affiliated with Adidas. Okay. And who was dealing with Adidas? Kanye. And who is dealing with Balenciaga? Kim K. Okay. So you have basically a family that is now at odds with themselves, okay, and now moving this out and portraying this out. Once again, I will say celebrities are not your leaders, okay? They are influencers. They are not your black leaders, okay? So let me also add this. I went down this rabbit hole looking at this disgusting stuff and seeing babies covered in blood playing with severed arms and legs. And if you don't believe me, I will post the pictures, but I don't want to post child pornography. Huh? Okay. So the problem with that is you have that. You have the entire shoot of this woman sitting here. They got a book of a known pedophile on the table. This is in the same ad, okay? You have a bag. It's supposed to be a purse, okay, that has a strap-on harness on, okay? That means, you know what I'm saying, like the what do you call it, bondage type stuff, where they be like having stuff in their mouth. Like if you look at Kim K, how she went to the what was that, the gala and all the rest of that stuff with all this stuff on and everything else or whatever, that's the trademark of this brand in this ad for their winter collection. Okay. Biggest issue I have is Balenciaga's like, oh, it wasn't us. It was the management company. It was the photographer. It wasn't us. Okay, well, let's go down this list. Okay. Where were you at when the person started drawing the shit? Where were you at when they started giving budgets so they could start making the designs? Where were you at when they hired the people to be able to make sure that the designs were together? Where were you at with the fashion show that happened in the middle of the year? Okay, where all these people stood around, bravo, oh my gosh, this is amazing, while the woman walks down in red bondage and the babies have on red bondage and they look like they're covered in blood. Where were you at? Okay, so all of a sudden this outpour of, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. You were there, Kim K. You were there watching this fashion show months and months ago. You didn't say shit. Call in, Kim. 702-551-5261. You're just as sick as anyone else. Anybody that watched this happen, anybody that was cleaning the floors up in that building and saw this stuff happening and you didn't say anything. Anybody that was there that had to do the printing for these ads for the magazines who were a part of being able to push these pictures and everything else, for the people who had to reload the cameras, you are all at fault. I feel the same way about all the stuff with R. Kelly. If you were in the room and you knew he was in there doing it to 14-year-old girls and you didn't say anything, you are just as at fault for the damage and the crime that happened against that child as the photographer. And this is not just one person. This is not just one person did this, okay? Because there's a budget for this shit. It's a whole entire, everybody has to write off, okay? Everybody has to sign off on a invoice for something. Everybody. So everybody that was involved, you are all sick individuals to allow this to keep happening. And nobody gives a damn that the fact that this was a purse, it wasn't even for children. So why did you need children laying on a bed with his butt in the air with this doll that has bondage on? Why did you need to paint pictures of bloody children playing with severed heads and severed hands and feet? The thing is, even the teddy bear has black eyes and bruises on it. It's a purse. Why wouldn't you put a woman in bondage in the ad? If it was a bondage ad, you wouldn't even have had no problem. What did a child have to do with this purse that you were pushing? And nobody said anything, and nobody's still saying anything. And if you walking around with Balenciaga on, and I see you with it, I most definitely. It's not my place to say anything to you, but I will disenfranchise myself with you, because you don't even check the brands and the names of these last names of these slave owners that you are holding on to. I'm very disappointed in all of my celebrities that have not stepped out to say anything in regards to this. When it deals with children, I have the same issue when I talk about guns, okay? Because kids can't go purchase a gun, but they show getting shot in their classrooms. But you want to talk about, I don't want nobody to take my gun, okay? That kid doesn't have the option to have a gun. Just like that kid can be manipulated in their mind to have sex with an adult or take pictures. And where are you adult parents who are allowing your children to do it? Who is the mother? And that was Tucker Carlson said it was a girl. It's a little boy. Who is the mother of the child that said, okay, yeah, little Billy can take this job and do it? And then you hear it from like Hollywood children from years and years and years about them going like their parents saying, no one's going to go with my child but me, and all this stuff, whatever. Then last minute they call, hey, we got something in Milan, we got to go right now. They don't even need to bring any clothes and this and all that stuff, whatever. And the child comes back and they're different. My son I say this all the time. My son be like, Mama, you're a warrior, but me and my daddy, we R&B singers. My baby has a beautiful voice. He is an actor. He is a podcaster. He's a business owner and everything else. If I don't keep my hands around him, I'll be scared to what someone else would find. He's a gorgeous kid. And I have to now think about that. Like, is there a predator somewhere looking at my baby in a nasty way? So, like, this is when y'all can say what y'all want to, but Orlando Brown, you can say what you want to, but he talks about him being sold to these men and having sex with as a child. This is disgusting, and it's still happening, and it's okay, and it's under the rug because people don't want to say anything. I'm saying something. This is gross, disgusting, and if you have anything to do with this, including being a person that takes the pictures or even load the camera, you are at fault. This is disgusting, and it keeps happening. This is the fourth ad they've had to pull, and it's disturbing to know that Kim could go on because she's such a large influencer and say, you guys, I talked to Balenciaga and they get it. They get it. If they got it, they would have never went on there. They would never did that crazy ass stuff. They've been doing this for years. They've been affiliated with with Rick Owens and his wife, who do these demonic parties of people laying on the tables, and you're cutting into cake that's bleeding and all the rest of this stuff. And that's why I think that's why like these galas and everything else, they be like, okay, you can only bring one person. You know what I'm saying? They talk about these different stories and different parties and these different rooms that you go into and everything else. And we pay no attention to it because we only want to pay attention to a $1,700 garbage bag that they're putting in front of us. And everybody that keep wearing these Balenciaga shoes looking like grandpa cross trainers, old New Balance, these are ugly shoes. Period. They are not cute. You're wearing them because of how much they are. You're not wearing them because they are fashionable. They look horrible. Okay, period. I have such an issue with it, and I'm kind of thrown by it. Going into this, just like I just said, your celebrities are not your black leaders. I have a clip of Malcolm X, and he was speaking. This is years ago, and we're still having the same damn issues today. Okay, well, let's go ahead and go to the LeBron James video. It's okay. I had a video that Malcolm X was expressing that black leaders are not your leaders. Like, where in the white community does a tennis player be a white leader? Where in the white community is a singer or you know what I'm saying, your leaders? They're not. You know what I'm saying? They don't pay attention to them. But in the black community, any black person that gets in front of a camera is all of a sudden a black leader. I want to go ahead and we're going to talk about LeBron James and him speaking on Jerry Jones, who is the owner of the Cowboys, and he was found in these pictures trying to keep dealing with the civil rights era, trying to keep black kids from being able to go integrate the schools. Let's go ahead and go into the clip.
I got one question for you guys before you guys leave. I was thinking when I was on my way over here, I was wondering why I haven't gotten a question from you guys about the Jerry Jones photo. But when the Kyrie thing was going on, you guys were quick to ask us questions about that.
Okay.
Hold on. And I don't even want you guys to say nothing. When I watched Kyrie talk and he says, I know who I am, but I want to keep the same energy when we're talking about my people and the things that we've been through. And that Jerry Jones photo is one of those moments that our people, black people, have been through in America. And I feel like as a black man, as a black athlete, as someone with power and a platform, when we do something wrong or something that people don't agree with, it's on every single tabloid, every single news coverage. It's on the bottom ticker. It's asked about every single day. But it seems like to me that the whole Jerry Jones situation photo, and I know it was years and years ago and we all make mistakes, I get it, but it seemed like it's just been buried under, like, oh, it happened, okay, we just move on. And I was just kind of disappointed that I haven't received that question from you guys.
I just want to take notice to how he stayed in pocket, because he didn't want his anger or his frustration to be what you really paid attention to, like him being up there like, y'all ain't asked me nothing about no Jerry Jones. He made sure he stayed and this is what we have to do as black people in everyday life, because we're extra, not in a bad way, just the fact that I talk like this all day, every day, okay? It's just who I am, okay? And he had to calm it all the way down, talk slow, and not show no additional emotion in there, so you can pay attention to the words that he said, okay? Now, this is a man that owns the Cowboys that's in a picture, okay, of him being there and discriminating against black students. He was there. He was there, and he was active in being able to say, I don't want niggers, and I'm going to say it out loud, to be at this school. I'm going to say it right here. And what he was able to say is, oh, that was so long ago, and that's just not my views anymore. Why? Because now you own a real plantation, of big black bucks who make you millions and billions of dollars every year. And that's why. Okay, this is not the first time that Jerry Jones has been involved in racial ass shit. Okay, he's done this a lot. Okay, and then on top of that, he's there. He is there showing that he is racist. If you don't know what the definition of racism is that you actually have the power to be able to discriminate against someone else. Kyrie retweeted, meaning somebody else posted it, and he retweeted it. Okay? He wasn't in the documentary. He didn't speak on the documentary. What he did was retweet it. Here you have a white NFL team owner standing in a picture showing that he is a racist. Okay? And continue to show that he's a racist through these years of the shit that he keeps doing. And nothing. Because your influencers have nothing to say. Just like with the Kyrie thing. Shaq and Charles Barkley, old booby ass. Excuse me. This idiot. Yeah, but you ain't said nothing about this Jerry Jones situation. Where you at? You ain't said this idiot not one time. Where you at? But somebody retweeted something and all of a sudden he's an idiot. He done lost all his endorsements. Somebody said he out there balling in Skechers and Hanes socks. But he was still balling. Okay? The issue I have is that when do we stand up? And black people, I'm going to call you out. Be mad if you want to. Call in 702-551-5261. I want the smoke. You allow this to happen. You know why they don't, you know why that we're not shooting at Russia? You know why we're not shooting at China? Or why we don't shoot at Kim Jong-un? Because they know they'll bust a grape. They ain't scared. Okay? They've been beating on us and tearing us down and discriminating against us for years and years and years because you won't do nothing. You tuck your tail and you hide. And it's only a few of us that will stand up. And as soon as we do, they attack us. Like they used to do on the plantation. You'll get a strong black man that say, I ain't standing for this. I'm going to knock out everybody that come over here. Yeah, you got a whip. I'm going to whip you with it. I'm going to beat your tail. You know what I'm saying? They all gather around him and beat him and tear him apart and show and use this additional scare tactic for the rest of the slaves. But when did we become the minority? When we were 15 to 20 slaves to a white person, to a white owner? When did we become the minority? When they separated us and said, you are Puerto Rican, you are Dominican, you are Haitian, you are Jamaican. None of you guys are real, like, all the way black people. So, you know what I'm saying? You have your own, like, subculture, okay? And we accepted that. We accepted that as a people. We accept the fact that they won't give us nothing, that other minorities can come here and in less than 10 years be able to oversee us in our income, our housing, our business, and everything else. And we still sit here on the bottom because we keep asking for help. They ain't gonna give you no damn help. Ain't no reparations. They not gonna give it to you. They use that money. You know when you got that one cousin that was like, I really, really need this $125. They gonna turn my lights off. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna have nothing. Woo, woo. Okay. And then you don't hear from him no more. And then you see him at the family function like, what's happening, George? Can you run me that 125? I really need him. Like, I ain't even got your little funky 125. Okay. And then like, I'm gonna give you $1 today, and then maybe, like, you know what I'm saying, in 2 weeks I'll send you a cash out for $32. But they'll never pay the full amount to you. Get over it. You know, you have to chuck that up to the game. Like, you know what? I knew I wasn't gonna get that money back. But I did it out of the grace of my heart. Know that we built this mug. Know that we are the wave, that they steal our culture and sell it back to us and everything else. Yes, they do it to us every time. And we continue to allow it to happen because as a people, we don't stand together. I just want to go into something else real quick before I go into the next thing, because the next thing is going to talk about all of the stuff that's happening for the Nevada Black Caucus. Black Caucus. I wanted to be able to tell you what my questions were for my senators. And if you find your senator, make sure that you can be able to send these questions over to them. I just quickly want to let you guys know real quick, and then we'll go back into this. The questions that I have for them is, what is your platform, and why does it benefit our community? What is the first thing that you're going to attack in your agenda? What makes you a good fit for your position? What makes you different from the person that sat in the seat before you? Okay, who is a representative on the other side of the aisle who you would want to work with? Because once again, it takes allies, and it takes us to be able to work together to get what we need. All heroes have their own theme song. What is yours? And what is the biggest issue that you believe that we face today as a people? I was talking to my brother, shouts out West, and he said something, and it was dead on. He said it's organization, communication between us. We have none. It's not inflation. It's not the economy. It's not all these additional things. It's because we can't get together. We can't understand where we're going. We don't have a common agenda. We don't even know where to go to get our information. Why? Because they have severed all these things from us. They have kept us from being able to know who we are. So when we say you know how long it took for black people, like, we just want to be human because you said we're only 1/5 of a human. Now we're saying we gods, and you have a problem with that. We ain't human. You can have that now. We found out we're not human. So now we're gods. Now what? Okay. I want to go ahead and go into talking about Manchin voting against the union. Manchin is a union state. He comes from a union state. All these states of, like, you know what I'm saying, Texas, Pennsylvania, New York, Maine, all these places that have all these different unions. The person that said that he was going to work for you voted against the stuff that you need. Let's go ahead and go into the clip.
Let me turn back now to the breaking news that we reported at the top of the show. The Senate just officially voted to avoid a potentially disastrous railway worker strike. This comes after the House voted to avoid the strike and ratify a tentative deal between the train company and rail worker unions to fight the objections of several of those rail unions, specifically over the issue of a lack of sick days in the agreement. The situation put some pro-union Democrats in a tough spot because it would basically overrule some of the union worker demands. House Democrats tried to address some of those concerns by taking up a separate bill that would add 7 days of sick leave to the contract. That bill was not voted on today in the Senate, but a similar amendment introduced by Senator Bernie Sanders did fail to reach the 60-vote threshold. Ali Vitale joins me now from Capitol Hill. So, Ali, this was never a question of whether this bill would pass. It was sort of in what form would it pass? And was there, say, I'm curious, any Republicans vote with Sanders on this amendment?
Yeah, there were a few of them, 6 if I'm reading my notes correctly, because there were several in this series of votes. But among them who voted in favor of paid sick leave, Josh Hawley, Ted Cruz, Kennedy of Louisiana, Graham, Braun, and Rubio, to the point where Sanders, after he left the floor, said to Cruz in a joking way, "I knew you were a socialist." So a little bit of comedy here on the floor, despite the fact that Sanders did not get the amendment that he and other Democrats were pushing for 7 days of paid sick leave, which is more than the one that's in this newly ratified proposal. But yeah, you're right. This puts some pro-union Democrats in a really tough spot, to the point where at the end of the day, the only Democrat who voted against the paid leave portion of this was actually Joe Manchin. But you're right. On the underlying bill, ratifying and being able to avoid this.
Okay, I just want to add this. What job you worked at where you didn't have paid leave for sickness? These are the minimum things, okay? This is minimal. This is you being able to say, I got COVID and I can't come in because the government said I am not allowed to be around anybody for a certain amount of days, and them saying you can lose your job because you're sick. I had a heart attack. I broke my leg at work. You can lose your job. Okay? I just wanted to point that out because, once again, we didn't allow these Republicans to be able to take over the House. I am not a Republican. I am not a Democrat. I vote for the best person for the job, period, point blank. And that's what's going to happen. And what happened was we didn't. We allowed 6 seats here in Las Vegas to be to go unattested for these fools to be able to outvote us on real issues. Okay, so when I speak on it, I want to quickly go into Donald Trump discussing the fact that the death penalty for drug dealers, okay, for his reelection, not the death penalty for child abusers, not for mass shooting people, but drug dealers. So I guess all the pharmacies is going to jail, okay, because that's where they're getting the drugs from. And I don't know not one black person with a ship that is over here shipping fentanyl. Are we going after them? Are we going after the people that just are on the street selling it for a little bit of money, or the ones that's making billions of dollars? Which one are we going for? Let's go into the clip.
Our country is going to hell, and it's going to hell very fast. It's a very unsafe place. We need the largest increase in the hiring of police officers in American history, and that's what this will be. And we'll get that done. I have no doubt, Kevin, we'll get that done. Steve? We'll get that done. We're a war zone. To lead this effort, a joint violent crime task force composed of the Department of Justice and the Department of Homeland Security should be tasked with destroying these organizations, and the penalties should be very, very severe. If you look at countries throughout the world, the ones that don't have a drug problem are those that institute a very quick trial death penalty sentence for drug dealers. It sounds horrible, doesn't it? But you know what? That's the ones that don't have any problem. It doesn't take 15 years in court. It goes quickly, and you execute a drug dealer and you'll save 500 lives because they kill on average 500 people.
All right, so I hope that the pharmacy companies are going to jail. They're going for the death penalty, of course, because the opiate addiction came from doctors being able to prescribe these drugs to people openly so they can be able to make money. So I hope these doctors are going to jail. I hope these companies who are pushing these drugs, that's paying these doctors to push these drugs, are going to jail. Not just Lil Booby, who work off on the corner, and you know what I'm saying, he got a couple of them that he stole out of his grandma's medicine cabinet, and he trying to make a couple of dollars so they can get something to eat. I hope it's not him getting the death penalty. I hope it's the person that can be able to supply them with the real money, that if you stop that person, then you won't have drugs on the street. So Trump, let's see what happens. I doubt that you go do anything right for anybody in the first place. Call in, Trump, 702-551-5261. Coochie neck ass. Anyway, so then I just want to quickly go into Indiana's new law allowing you to shoot at the police if they come into your home, and it's wrong. Now, after
Indiana law now lets citizens shoot at police. This is incredible. This is a state law that was approved this year. It allows residents to use deadly force in response to the, quote, unlawful intrusion by a, quote, public servant to protect themselves and others or their property. So according to an officer who is president of the Jeffersonville Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 100, he says, if I pull over a car and walk up to it and the guy shoots me, he's going to say, well, he was trying to illegally enter my property. Somebody's going to get away with killing a cop because of this law. Indiana is the first state to have a law that specifically allows force to be used against police officers.
Okay, so also I just want to add that Indiana is one of the biggest KKK areas anywhere. They're trying to set you up so you get killed, because they go shoot and ask questions later, okay? You get to shooting at the police, they're going to shoot to kill. And then you're not going to be able to tell them that they came into the wrong house. As many times have we have seen them go into the wrong house, kill the wrong person and everything else. This is a setup to be able to get you to shoot at the police, okay? This is not stand your ground. This is not that. Quickly, y'all pay attention to the other stuff that's happening. The dude, Patrick Clark, was charged with Offset's murder. Doesn't look like anybody in that video, okay? Another thing is, y'all, I love y'all. Stay strong. If you see people out there grinding, let them know you see them shining. I will see you next week. And stay informed, stay woke, and do not allow this stuff to overcome you. Love you.
Instead of spending billions on the war, I can use that money so I can feed the poor. 'Cause I know some so poor When it rains, that's when they shower, screaming.